Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers. Today, we're talking 7 dangerous habits that will keep you poor. Plus, if you stick around to the end of the show, I'm going to reveal to you the #1 wealth building tool in the entire world, ladies and gentlemen, and how you can put that tool to work for you. So do me a favor, go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand if you like a free business shout out. Just do not post any links and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody on your timeline is trying to figure out how to fix their broke financial conditions, and we're going to show them today the reasons that they're broke is because they have some habits that they need to get rid of, and getting rid of those habits will change the game for them. So comment where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, and let's kick it. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities, and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from, or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network, and when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, Ultimate Hustlers, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show this morning. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, coming to you live and direct from the Monetize My Life studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Listen, if you have not gotten your free copy of Monetize My Life, 4 incredibly simple ways to turn your passions into profit with little to no startup costs, you, my friend, are missing out. I want you to go over to monetizemylifeacademy.com/free book to grab your copy of it today. You guys know I'm on a mission to empower our community economically through financial literacy with an emphasis on personal brand development and entrepreneurship. So comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand. We're talking 7 dangerous habits that will keep you poor. Plus, if you stick around to the end of the show, I'm going to share with you the #1 wealth building tool in the entire world, and how you can get your hands on that tool and put it to work for you. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. As always, when you comment on the show, you get entered into a drawing to win some cool free prizes. We got free vacations. We've got hotel vouchers. We've got restaurant vouchers. We've got free books. We've got a lot of stuff for your engagement and participation. Just my way of saying thank you for showing up and showing out for your boy. Before we get into the 7 dangerous habits that will keep you poor, we got to get to some announcements this morning. So announcement #1, ladies and gentlemen, if you are struggling with credit and you want to fix it yourself, join Wealth Creation Playbook group. In that group, you're going to see an event, which is a 5-day credit education challenge. Tonight at 7 p.m., I'm going to be teaching you how to improve your credit. And this is going to be fun for me because, believe it or not, COVID didn't affect just you guys. It affected me too. So my credit has taken a dip. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing over the next 30 to 60 days to get it back up to where it's supposed to be. So if you need help with credit, then you need to join Wealth Creation Playbook group, and you need to RSVP for the 5-day credit education challenge. I'm going to give you the tools and the resources that you need to fix your own credit. Also, I had someone hop on my offer for the financial education franchise. Shout out to my girl Crystal. So that means I have 4 more opportunities for you guys to partner with me. If you want to start your own business in the financial education space and you want to bring financial literacy to your community, make a dollar and make a difference at the exact same time, then you need to text me your name and keyword soft intro. I'm gonna give you a soft introduction to what it is that we're doing. And if you like it, we'll move to the next step. If you do not, no harm, no foul. But text keyword soft intro to 314-874-6887. And I want to get you some information on how we're helping thousands of people across this country get their finances in order. We are literally fighting the war on poverty in a way that has never been done before, but we could use your help. So 7 dangerous habits that will keep you poor, plus the #1 wealth building tool in the world and how you can use it. But before we do that, y'all know the deal. I've got to hit you with the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. Today's quote: learn to reap in the fall without complaint. Learn to reap in the fall without apology. Oh man, this is some heavy stuff. Listen, learn to reap in the fall without complaint, but you also have to learn how to reap in the fall without apology. And that is the great Jim Rohn. What does that mean? See, I don't know if you guys know, but I do a little gardening. Now, I don't have a green thumb or anything like that, but I do a little gardening, man. I grow a little cotton, some tomatoes, and I actually planted some potatoes this time. And I grow my greens, and that goes in my green smoothies and stuff like that. But when it comes harvest time, if I do not have anything to harvest, I can't complain. Why? Because if I don't have anything to harvest, it means that I didn't plant anything in the spring. So what good does it do for me to be complaining, right? A lot of people plant nothing in the spring and they complain about not having anything to harvest in the fall. Don't keep complaining about the job and how they ain't paying you if you ain't done anything to make yourself more valuable to that job. Don't be complaining about the relationship that if you didn't do anything to invest in that relationship to make it more loving, more nurturing. See, one of the things that we're running from is responsibility, ladies and gentlemen. No, I am fully responsible. The Apostle Paul says, I am a God under the Most High God, meaning that I create my entire world. And if my world is upside down, I have nobody else to blame for that but me. Now, watch this. Here's the flip side of it. Here's the flip side. And some of you guys need this flip side. The flip side is learn to reap in the fall without apology. See, some of you guys have seen the windows of heaven open on you and pour out an abundance of blessings. And you're reaping in the fall because you planted a ton of seeds in the spring. And you're looking around at everybody else who's not reaping. And you want to apologize for your success. No, you put in that work. You planted the seed of hard work. You planted the seed of getting up early and staying up late. You planted the seed of sacrificing some of your pleasures so that you can go learn a new skill. You planted those seeds, and now that you're reaping the harvest, do not dare apologize for those around you who have not planted. You ain't got nothing to do with that. That's between them and them. Right? If they didn't plant, then they shouldn't be complaining about not having seed to sow or harvest to reap. Point blank and period. So you're going to reap in the fall without complaint. However great that harvest is, however small that harvest is, I ain't complaining because I controlled how much I have to harvest. You're also going to reap in the fall without apology. If I'm bringing in an abundant harvest, it's because I planted an abundance of seeds and I should reap an abundant harvest. And I'm not apologizing to that because you neglected to plant and you don't have anything to harvest. That's on you, my friend. So I'm not going to apologize for the success that I'm creating because I'm putting in the work. That is, my friend, 1 minute. That is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. It is the premier digital marketing mastermind, ladies and gentlemen. For $50 per month, you can join our mastermind, and I will teach you how to build your brand online. Who is it for? If you're in the network marketing space, if you are in sales, if you're in real estate, if you are in coaching and consulting, this is the best digital marketing mastermind on the planet. I literally show you every single month what it requires for you to build an attractive, profitable, and powerful online brand. All you got to do is go to MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. We give you a course every single month. We have a live mastermind group meeting every single month on the 15th of every month. And then throughout the month, we have small powwows where I just bring you in and just show you some of the things that I'm doing actively and some of the things that I'm working on. So you get trained, you get, of course, copies of the recorded videos and all of that stuff when you're rocking with your boy in the digital marketing mastermind. MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. Let's talk 7 dangerous habits that will keep you poor. 7 dangerous habits that will keep you poor. As they say, success is not built in a day, but it is built daily. Remember, comment in the chat the name of your business and or your brand. If you like a free business shout out, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about these habits, right? 7 financial habits that will keep you poor. And if you want a copy of this, you guys know these articles are all listed inside the Wealth Creation Playbook group right here on Facebook. Are you continually facing financial challenges? You might be keeping yourself poor with habits you didn't even realize you were contributing to your situation. Dropping the habits that are keeping you poor is an effective first step towards enhancing your security and financial future. Make the decision to drop these financial habits from your life. Number 1, failure to create an adequate emergency fund. Why is this keeping you poor? There's no better prevention for financial disaster than an emergency fund that covers at least 3 months of living expenses. A short period of unemployment or a single unexpected major bill can be financially devastating. It will happen. Avoid believing it's a matter of if it ever happens. It will happen, y'all. Transmission go on the car, motor go on the car. Got a van sitting in the driveway, motor going out in van. Right? It will happen, ladies and gentlemen. Are you prepared for it is the question, right? My mentor, Brian Bean, always says the difference between an emergency and an inconvenience is the size of your emergency fund. Oh, I'm going to hit you with that one again. The difference between an emergency and an inconvenience is the size of your emergency fund. I remember him telling the story at one of our Game Changer events where we were in Atlanta for a weekend getting some training, where he had some trouble with one of his cars, right? And he related it to the fact that there was a time in his life where if he had a flat tire on the side of the road, he couldn't even afford to get the flat fixed. But this time he had an issue at the side of the road. He just called somebody and told them to bring him another car. See, that was an inconvenience. It wasn't an emergency. For some people, it would have been an emergency. So what do you need to do? You need, my friend, to make sure you start with a mini emergency fund. Challenge yourself to see if you can put $500 away. Challenge yourself to see if you can put $1,000 away, so that if something happens, you don't have to derail your whole life and then do like your boy with no emergency fund. You start going to get payday loans and stuff like that. Bad move, man. To put yourself in a position where you require a payday loan. Bad move. Bad move. Because those jokers will charge you 300, 400, 500%. Right? So the number one habit that is keeping you poor is not having an adequate emergency fund. Set aside whatever dollar amount you can manage and begin building an emergency fund. Even a few dollars each week is a start, right? We're talking habits, guys. So if it's $10 per pay period, if it's $50 per pay period, the important thing is that it's a habit that I know something has to go in this kitty for a future event that's going to cost me some money. And I don't want to be caught off guard, right? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, because that's huge. Number two, these are things that are keeping you poor. And if you're not careful, right? If you are not paying attention to your money, as they say, these things are keeping you poor. Number two, habitually paying bills late, right? And I know sometimes people don't think that makes a difference. Well, I know I'm gonna pay a late fee, Cortez, but it's just $10. That's what they say, right? My man Grant Cardone helped me understand something in one of his short videos. He said, never put the word just or only in front of money. Never put the word just or only in front of money. It's just $10. It's only $5, because that's how we justify, in a lot of cases, some of the bad financial choices that we make. I'm not saying that things happen and you forget and you end up paying a bill and you pay it late and you pay a late fee. I'm talking about the habit of paying things late every single month and actually budgeting in the late fee, right? Most consumers believe that credit card companies make most of their money from the high interest rates they charge. This is not true. It's actually the late fees they collect. Nearly every bill you pay each month becomes more expensive if you're late, even by a single day. Develop the habit of sitting down once a week and paying the bills that are coming due. Pay them at least 7 days in advance. Because if you got 10 bills and this is your habit of paying them late, and each bill comes with a $10 late fee, you understand that you're losing $100 per month? Oh, I don't think people get it. You got 10 bills: cell phone, light bill, gas bill, water bill, trash bill, sewer bill, maybe internet bill or cable bill, whatever. You got 10 different bills. And when you pay them late, there's a $10 late fee. And your habit is, I'm paying them late every month, and I just know that I got to pay them an extra $10. Guys, 10 times 10 is 100. So $100 every month is bleeding out of your bank account. You got to figure out how you can flip that so you can get ahead of those bills and instantly you've given yourself $100 per month pay raise. See, we often think about income, and it's like, man, I need to get me another job. I need more income. Sometimes it's just about the cash flow and how you're managing it. I remember having a Spotify bill for $9 a month, $10 a month, $9.99. I bought my son a new cell phone when he went off to college, and it came with a 6-month trial to Spotify. And I'm like, I don't want that. It's like, well, it's part of the deal. You can't, but you just cancel it. Man, forgot to cancel that thing, and I paid that $10 a month for 2 years. Couldn't figure out how to cancel that thing for a long time. I had to put an Inspector Gadget, my wife, on it, and she figured it out, right? But how many little things like that are you paying every month that's costing you? So out of one side of your mouth, you're saying, Cortez, I don't have the money to invest. I know that if I join Hustle Nation for $5 a month, you show us where to get double-digit returns on our money, but I don't even have the money to invest. Yes, you do. Somebody's beating you to it, and you got to figure out who, and you got to figure out what you need to do to change that dynamic. But it's now time for 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. One of my favorite segments of the show is 1 Minute Motivation, because I want to play a short 1 minute motivational clip. We're all going to look at the same thing, but we're all going to see something different. That's why I love it. So comment one of your biggest takeaways from this 1 minute motivational video, and I'm going to give you a little bit of commentary at the end. So check out 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
So what I want you to do, as soon as you open up your eyes to start the day, is to immediately start focusing on something or someone that you are totally grateful for in your life. I don't care what it is or who it is, but I want you to feel it with your heart and soul. Your only goal as soon as you open up your eyes should be to make yourself feel good and to give yourself enough confidence to get through the day. Don't worry about what needs to be done. Think about who you have to be in order to get it done.
I believe the emotions that many of us consider negative, like frustration and rejection and pain, can be our greatest friends because they can drive us to success. You know what? I think one of the things that happens for a lot of people when they get successful is they get superstitious. It's like they work so hard for the success and they now finally have it, so all of a sudden they don't change, they don't vary their behavior, they kind of like want to stay the way things are. They get incredibly conservative and they miss out on the juice of life. Stay out of the trap. Listen, when people succeed, they tend to party. When they fail, they tend to ponder. Now, the pondering, many times we create our greatest successes in life. Just remember, it's impossible to fail. If you try something and it doesn't work, just try something else and learn something from what you just did. As long as you learn something, you've succeeded.
Hoo-wee! As long as you're learning, you're succeeding. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I think Dr. Miles Monroe says, or I can't remember. I listen to a lot of stuff, y'all, but somebody says that it's the progress that's making you happy. It's not necessarily the achievement of the goal, but it's the progress. And if you're tracking your activity and you see that you're making incremental progresses, that's where happiness has come from. I see myself getting better as a podcast host every single day. And that little bit of progress feeds my happiness, right? Are you progressing, right? I know it was Dr. Miles Monroe that says, change don't equal progress, right? A lot of times we're changing things in our lives, but it's not creating progress, right? If my waistline went from 36 to 44, that's change, but is it progress, right? Start with gratitude. One of the first things I do when I open my eyes is say thank you, right? I get another at-bat. I get another shot. I get another chance to win. I can't tell you how incredibly empowering that is to realize that, man, God loved you so much that he woke you up yet again and gave you another chance, right? I want you to think about that. Whatever happened yesterday, you are here today and you got an opportunity to be better. You got another at bat. You got a chance to do something. And then you start looking around. It's like, oh, my wife, she up too? Oh, man, my kids, they up too? Oh, man, my mom, she up too? Yeah, man. We got more to be thankful for than we can believe, right? You guys know I love the media analogy. If you turn on the news will have you thinking, because they show 95% of the time, the news is showing the 5% of negativity that's going on in your community. 95% of the time, that's all they show. As a result, you'll start believing that your community is 95% bad or negative. Guys, you're doing the same thing in your life. You are focusing on and highlighting in your life 95% of the time, the 5% that is going wrong in your life. That's what you're highlighting. So you're thinking to yourself that you're creating or that you have a bad or a negative life or a life not worthy of being grateful for, because you keep focusing on the 5%. Flip that, right? And watch what happens. When you start paying attention to the positive, right? They call it the RAS filter, right? The RAS, R-A-S, reticular operating system or something like that, RAS filter, right? What that means is the reticular activation system. So what that means is it's the same thing that when you buy a new model car, and the minute you have this car, you start seeing this car everywhere like everybody else got this car. Before you got the car, nobody had the car. You ain't see it nowhere. In fact, that's why you bought it. You said, I don't hardly see nobody in these. I'm going to grab this joint right here. The minute you pull off the lot, you see 40 of them jokers, right? Because your reticular activating system has been activated. So now, because you own this car, they have now become part of your consciousness. You see them everywhere. Same thing happens when you start seeing positivity. When you start actively seeking positivity, you'll start seeing it everywhere. When I started being grateful and thankful every morning, I start seeing everything that there is to be thankful for. It's a process, though. Wake up every morning and be thankful. And last but not least, guys, ask yourself this question. Who do you have to become? Who do you have to become in order to get what you want? See, there's be, there's do, and then there's have. I want this. Certain things that I can do will get me this. But in order for me to be able to do those things consistently enough and well enough, I actually have to become someone. Who do you have to become, right? As I'm studying media giants, I'm looking at Oprah, how she built her empire in the media space. And I know there's some things that I have to do, that I'll have to do to get to where Oprah is. But I have to figure out what was the mindset that Oprah had. I have to become the 25-year-old version of Oprah, who after being fired and told that she'll never be good on TV. What was the mindset she had? I have to become that first. See, wherever you want in life, you have to always start with figuring out what was the mindset that created the habitual activities that led to the end result. That's important, guys. Who do you have to become? That is, my friend, 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Monetize My Life 4 incredibly simple ways to turn your gifts and passions into income with little to no startup cost. Go to monetizemylifeacademy.com/free book to get your copy. And depending on when you're watching this, you may also get a copy of or access to How to Become an Influencer, one of my most popular online courses for free. You just cover shipping of the book. You get instant access to the course, and the book will be shipped out to you this week. monetizemylifeacademy.com/free book. So we're talking 7 dangerous habits that will keep you poor. And plus, we're going to get to the #1 wealth building tool in the entire world, how you can access it and put it to work for you. #1, we talked about failure to create an adequate emergency fund is keeping you poor, guys. We've all been here. We've all done it, right? We're on our way. We got a better job. Our income increased a little bit. We paid off the payday loans. We got out of debt. And then, boom, something happens. And now we got to go backwards a little bit. I got to go back to the payday loan line. I got to go back to using my credit cards, right? Setting us back because we didn't have no emergency fund. #2, habitually paying bills late. Oh, it's only a $5 late fee. It's only a $10 late fee. Oh, wow. How about this one? I'm going to pay my bill late. And because I'm paying it late, I've got to now send a quick collect, or I've got to now do an express payment of some sort, which also has a fee. Right? These are the things, these little things, these little habits are keeping you poor. #3, inappropriate use of credit cards. And remember, if you guys need help with understanding how credit works and you want to boost your credit, join Wealth Creation Playbook on Facebook. It's facebook.com/groups/Wealth Creation Playbook. I'm starting a 5-day credit education challenge tonight. You got to RSVP. It's going to be a Zoom. So when you RSVP inside the group, you'll see the link to register for the event. It's going to be dope. We're giving away prizes. We're giving away tools and resources to help you improve your credit. But inappropriate use of credit cards is keeping you poor. Using credit cards to purchase unnecessary items you can't afford is the worst use. Putting charges on your card up to their limit and then only paying the minimum due will put you in a precarious position, lower your credit score, and keep you in debt for a long time. You got to resolve to limit credit card use to emergencies or to accumulate rewards if you're paying off your balance in full each month. Ladies and gentlemen, it requires some disciplines that you have to develop. But when it comes to discipline, guys, discipline is about your whole life, right? There's a saying that how you do anything is how you do everything. So don't think that you're gonna not be disciplined in one area of your life and be disciplined in the area of your finances. But the opposite is true. If I get disciplined in my finances, I'll probably start getting disciplined in other areas of my life. So learn the power of leveraging credit cards, right? You hear a lot of people saying credit cards are bad. Credit cards are only bad for people who are not disciplined. I know people with 800 credit scores use credit cards all the time, right? In fact, if you really think about it from a security standpoint, is it better to use your debit card or is it better to use a credit card from a security standpoint? What happens if I swipe my debit card, somebody steals my debit card number and goes and clean out my bank account? Now, the bank will eventually give me that money back. After they do full investigations, I got to go and do a police report. They've got to investigate. They got to try to track people down. They got to try to figure out where I use the card and all that stuff. All the while, my money is gone. I want y'all to think about this, right? All the while, my money is gone. It might take 60 to 90 days for them to figure it out and conclude the investigation. But all the while, my money is gone. Same situation. I go and swipe my credit card. Somebody gets the credit card number. They go charge up a bunch of stuff. I'm going to call the credit card company and say, hey, man, somebody stole my card. That's fraud. You know what the credit card company is going to do? They're going to cancel the card. They're going to start an investigation on their end, and they're going to issue me a new card and send it out overnight delivery. And I'll have a new credit card with my limit intact within 48 to 72 hours. See, we got to look at this stuff from different perspectives. I know there's a lot of people talking about bad credit, good credit, credit is bad, cut up your credit cards and all that kind of stuff. And some people absolutely need to hear that type of advice. But just from a security standpoint, right? From a security standpoint, you're putting your money at risk every time you swipe your debit card. But if you can get disciplined and learn how to use your credit card, now you're putting the bank's money at risk, and they don't play them games. They're going to do what they need to do without penalizing you in the meantime. So just a little food for thought. I don't know how many of you guys are afraid to use credit cards. If you don't have the discipline, I get it, right? But just because somebody said that cut up your credit cards, no, there are some reasons that you're using credit cards. Number 4, failing to save money from each paycheck. We're talking about 7 dangerous habits that will keep you poor. And towards the end of the show, I'm going to give you guys the number 1 wealth building tool that everybody should have access to, how to use it, how to get access to it. You guys are awfully quiet today. Is Facebook not letting y'all comment, or are they just not letting me see y'all comments? Because Facebook been tripping with me a little bit lately. But nevertheless, number 4, failing to save money from each paycheck. If you're struggling to make ends meet, saving money often seems impossible. But this is the time it's most critical. Start by saving 1% of your take-home pay and build up from there. If you never save any money, how will your situation change? Really, guys, when it comes to saving money, sometimes the money we need to be saving, we're spending it on junk, right? And then some of us just flat out need to make more money. And it's taking us forever to come to terms with that. Right? I've been there. Because when I first started getting my life together, right, I came out of the streets and I'm like, I can't keep living like this. I've got kids now. I got a wife. I have gone through some mental health issues that really shook up my entire world, right? I don't know if you guys have heard my story, but if you go on YouTube and search Financial Health Mentor, how to get through what you're going through. I did a 2-part series on my story, but really what happened was I came out of that situation and I'm like, man, I need a job. And the first job I was able to get, I went through a employment training program in my local community of Wellston here, right outside of St. Louis City. And they got me a job. And the first job they got me was in customer service, right? I was making $8.75 an hour. And at that time, I want to say we had 3 children and my wife was pregnant, I think, at something like that, right? So it was just a matter of, no, we had 4 children and the 5th was on the way or something like that. But I was just trying to figure out how to get on my feet, right? And that $8.75, that was the first time I really worked a job. It was the first time I really worked a job. I was a hustler. I always made my money in the street. I never worked a job before. So when I settled into and accepted the fact that I got to get my butt up and I got to go to work every day, and I got to take this paycheck and I got to make it work. I got to make it feed my family. I got to make it clothe my family. I got to make it put a roof over my head. But at some point, as the family is growing, you start to realize this $8.75 an hour isn't enough. And you got to come to terms with whether or not you need to add some additional income. And here's the thing with additional income. You got some choices, right? You have the choice to go back to college, get you an advanced degree, and maybe you can get a better position in management or something like that because of your advanced degree, right? You can actually leave the company that you're with and go try to work for another company and see if you can get a higher position at another company based on your experience, right? Ultimately, that's what happened with me. I went to a different company and I was still doing the same job, but I was getting $4 more per hour or something like that. And then you can also switch vehicles. See, here's one of the things that people are missing. Your job is a vehicle. And you got to ask yourself, is the vehicle of a job, no matter how much money you're making, is that vehicle capable of even getting you to your financial destination? See, my job was a vehicle, right? Now, I could have gotten out of this vehicle, which was a Pinto. And then I could have gotten into this vehicle over here, which is, let's just say it's a Taurus, right? So I went from $8.75 an hour to making $11 an hour. Matter of fact, I was going to make $11 an hour. And as soon as I put my 2 weeks in at this job, the new job I was going to rescinded their offer, right? It was crazy. But $8.75 an hour, this vehicle, $11 an hour, this vehicle over here. But guys, they're still the same type of vehicle. Neither one of them are capable of getting me to my destination. I like to say it like this. If I'm going from St. Louis to California and I got a Pinto and a Ferrari, both of them will get me to California. But when I get to California, if I'm trying to go from California to Hawaii, neither one of those vehicles will work. Some of us need to add another vehicle, right? And that's where entrepreneurship came in for me, right? I would be in my Ford Taurus for 8 hours a day, but then I would jump out of my Taurus and hop in a helicopter, which is a business, and I would work that as a way to make some extra money, right? So failing to save money from each paycheck. If you're struggling to make ends meet, saving money often seems impossible, but this is the time to save the most, even if it's a small amount, y'all, right? Even if it's a small amount. If you're only able to save because you have literally reduced your lifestyle to the fact that, Cortez, I buy groceries, I put gas in the car, we don't have cable, I'm living in a modest apartment or a home, I don't have too much house, and you're down to that level, you still got to find a way to save 10, 15, 30, 50, $100 per paycheck. And if you can't, then you need another vehicle. You need to find a way to create an extra $100 a week in a side hustle that you can save. It's period, right? I mean, our futures are at stake, ladies and gentlemen. And the question is, how are you going to make it if you don't do something dramatically different? Speaking of dramatically different, I want to play for you guys a short video clip. You guys know I'm looking for 4 more people in the month of May that want their own financial education business. I want to show you guys how we're fighting the war on poverty, and we're winning. We're literally bringing people out of poverty with this business model. And I want to share with you a short clip from our personal coach and mentor, Mr. Brian Bean, on how we're doing it. And if it makes sense to you, all you got to do is comment soft intro or text me keyword soft intro to 314-874-6887. So let's roll this clip.
Here's a question for you. Why are you letting another multi-billion-dollar industry and multi-million-dollar partnership pass you by? Think about it. You may have missed the dot-com era. You may have missed the age of the computer. You may have missed technology. But why are you going to miss another opportunity when you can get a small percentage of a billion-dollar pie and change your family's legacy? One thing I know for sure, opportunities are not missed. They're just passed to the next prepared person. My name is Brian M. Bean, founder of the Extra Digit Movement, and one of my business partners gave you this video for one reason. We're about to take the real estate industry and the financial industry by storm, period. Think about it. Everybody ultimately needs a place to stay. Now, I didn't buy this land and these 20 acres with our new partnership that we have with Making Wealth Real Financial. I was very, very blessed to turn $228 into $228,000 in just 8 short months. Making Wealth Real Financial did give me the 750 and above credit score. Making Wealth Real Financial did give me the cash to put in my pocket and close this deal and build my dream home on, guess what? 20 acres. Did I mention to you that we have credit restoration specialists? Did I mention to you that we have enrolled agents with the IRS to help you lower your taxes? Did I mention that we have debt elimination specialists as well? Did I mention that we have negotiators who will help you shred your bills and create positive cash flow? Imagine living the life of your dreams, fishing when you want to fish, building a house that you own. Imagine having business partners who care enough about you to share with you the power of our new multi-million-dollar real estate venture. And guess what? You don't have to be a sophisticated investor. You don't have to be an accredited investor. You don't have to be a real estate specialist. You don't have to be a real estate broker or agent to take advantage of our real estate joint venture partnership. Guess what? The average person now can buy, sell, flip, and invest in real estate without the risk and without the headaches, because we have experts who do all the work. So whether you're ready to invest in real estate or not, take advantage of this opportunity in this short video by getting back with the person who introduced you and just say or text keyword soft intro. That lets us know that you're ready for a deeper dive into the next step to make wealth real for you and your family. Get back with the person who introduced you to the video, and I'll see you guys on step 2.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard the man. Text soft intro to 314-874-6887. Then I'm putting in the comments the link to join Wealth Creation Playbook if you want to participate in this week's 5-day credit education challenge. Bam. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we are on number 4. Let me just recap the first 4. We're talking 7 habits that will keep you poor, plus the #1 wealth building tool in the world, how you can get access to it and how you can put it to work for yourself. Number 1 is your failure to create an adequate emergency fund. Number 2 is habitually paying bills late and absorbing those late fees. Number 3, and with that, guys, it's also not planning. It's not planning where you're going to, it's not when you don't plan and you go to ATMs where you don't bank and you're hitting those ATM fees, $4 and $5, 3 or 4 times a month with these late fees. It gets crazy when you're not watching your money. Number 3, incorporate inappropriate uses of credit cards. Number 4, failing to save money. Number 5, making impulse purchases. How many times have you made a big purchase and then run out of money at the end of the month? Impulse purchases are rarely satisfying after the initial glow has worn off, right? In fact, you're probably resentful of the purchase after the financial pain comes home to roost. Take a few days to think about the purchase before making a final decision. You'll often find the urge has subsided. This is especially true, guys, if you have to finance that big ticket item. Sit on it a couple days and see if that hunger for that thing don't disappear. You'll be on to something else. You know why I know? Because as marketers, We're good at pulling on your emotional strings. So you'll want this thing today. And if you sit on it for a couple of days, you'll actually want something else tomorrow. And when you understand that's how you're being played, you're like, no, I ain't buying nothing from you jokers. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Number 6, buying items you don't need at all is another way to keep yourself poor. After shelter, clothing, food, and medical care, most spending is optional to a varying degree. You probably don't want to feel like you're living in a cave and eating sticks, but you certainly spend money each month that could either be saved or spent more wisely. It's true, y'all. It's true. We all know it. We all do it because we're social creatures. So we want to do what everybody else is doing, even though we don't know everybody else's situation. Well, actually we do. The study showed that 3 out of 4 people are living check to check. So while that person over there is riding a little bit better than you, they're also living check to check. So why are you trying to be like them? Right? We've got to figure out that sacrifice is necessary. Sacrifice is necessary. Not only is it necessary, but it's also worth it. Right? It's also worth it. So if you can put money to the side for that item that you want or the thing that you want, I'm not saying don't get the things that you want. I'm saying there's a way to get the things that you want where they won't bring any stress to your life. Right now, we're used to the way that we get things that we want. We just used to financing them. That brings stress. That brings stress. You don't want to do anything that's bringing stress to your life. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. And the last thing you want to do is be bringing stress. And financial decisions are bringing more stress and causing more people illness on the inside than studies even admit. Number 7, failing to contribute to your retirement account. After 40 years of toiling to make ends meet, wouldn't it be nice to retire comfortably? Many seniors find themselves in challenging financial circumstances because they fail to contribute adequately to their retirement. It's never too late to start. They also fail because those who do contribute have never taken the time to learn. So what they're putting their money into, they have no clue what's happening with it. As a result, it's even more depressing and more heartbreaking when they do get to retirement and they're like, man, I've been putting $200 a pay period in this thing and this is all I got at the end. Yeah, because you get 4%. And the people who are managing the 401k had to get their fees out. In that time, like when coronavirus hit and the market crashed, it took 30% of your retirement. Yeah, you never recover from that. Because you got to understand that you don't have to become an expert, but you have to know enough to make sure that experts are doing a good job. I'm gonna say it again. You don't have to become an expert yourself, but you have to learn enough to make sure that your expert is doing a good job. If you want to learn how to get double-digit returns on your investment accounts, where your money is literally doubling every 4 to 5 years, you need to support this page. If you're watching us on Facebook, there's a button on this page that says become a supporter. $5 per month, you become a supporter. Jump into the group Hustle Nation and look at my double-digit return training. It shows you where to go and how investments work. I showed a fund that pays 12%, one that pays 13%, and one that pays 16%. That means at 16%, your money doubles every 4.5 years. So imagine what you got in your 401k plan right now. Whatever that amount is, if it's 20, 30, 50, 100,000, in 4.5 years, it doubles. And then whatever that amount is, then 4.5 years later, it doubles again. Right? See, this is the type of information that we are teaching when you start your own financial education business with us. Right? This is why we're winning the war on poverty. The problem is there's just not enough of us. We don't have enough soldiers yet, right? So if you want to join this war on poverty, text me the keyword soft intro. So the number one wealth building tool in the world, how can you get access to it and how can you put it to work for you? You guys are not going to believe this, but the number one wealth building tool in the world is the United States tax code. Yes, it is. The number one wealth building tool in the world is the United States tax code. But in order for you to use it in order to benefit yourself, you have to be a business owner, landowner, or investor. That's why this book is so key, because I can show you how to take your gift, talent, and special ability, turn that into a business. And now that you have a business that's based on who you are at your core, now you can access the tax code and get all of the tax deductions that an Amazon.com has. You can get all of the tax deductions that the Walmart family have. You get all of the same tax deductions as Elon Musk when you have a business. Most people, though, have been taught by our school system that entrepreneurship is risky. Most people have been taught that 9 out of 10 businesses fail. So they figure it's not even worth giving it a shot. Listen, when you understand that you're losing 40% of your income to taxes, starting a business will allow you to cut your tax bill in half, if not more, even if you don't make any money in the business for the first few years. I know somebody told you that your business is a hobby if you don't make any money. That's why I'm so appreciative of the Extra Digit movement. This is our team that we put together around this financial education business opportunity so that we can get people the right information, right? Some of you guys got children and they can help you in your business. You could be paying them $12,000 per year per child to help you in your business and write that off at the end of the year. You make $100,000. You got 2 kids, you pay both of them $12,000. That's $24,000. That means that instead of you paying taxes on 100, we've got to first subtract the 24. Now you pay taxes on 76. This is how you get your money back from the government. Then you take the money that you save in taxes and you use that to pay down your debts. Pay off all your credit cards. Pay off your student loan. Pay off your car. Pay off your mortgage. Now where are you sitting? If you don't have a mortgage, you don't have a car note, you don't have student loans, you don't have credit card debts, what is your paycheck looking like now? You're a little bit more excited about going to work when you don't have those kind of debts? Heck, when you don't have those kind of debts, some of you might be able to change jobs altogether. Some of you guys might be able to go from working full-time and work part-time and still cover your monthly expenses. Got to get out of your comfort zone, though. That's going to do it for today's show, guys. Shout out to my syndication partners, ERGJ Enterprises, BBC TV, the Empowerment Duo, the Empowerment Network. We're doing some amazing things, guys. Tomorrow, we're back with the St. Louis Hustle Podcast, and we're talking agree or disagree. Science says there's reasons why you cheat. We're going to talk about those and debunk those reasons. So until I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.